Hey everyone, my name is Prism, and welcome back to another video. So, today guys, I thought I would do an interesting collection video. I've recently been getting back into the 101 Dalmatians films, rewatching the 2 animated features, and the live-action remake starring Emma Stone as Cruella. But I thought, now that I've done this, and I've picked up 101 Dalmatians 2, I would go ahead and I would show you guys my 101 Dalmatians movie collection. Now, you might be wondering, what about Cruella, because I won't be showing that in this. I don't currently own it. I don't know when I will pick it up, but I own all the 101 Dalmatians movies. So, the 2 animated and the 2 live action, but I need to pick up Cruella at some point. Because I did enjoy it, and I wouldn't mind watching it again. But anyways, guys, let's go through this. We're going to go through the VHS, through the DVD, basically show you all the different variations I own, the different covers, the different labels. And let's just begin with my 4 copies of the 1992 Black Diamond Classics VHS. Now, these 4 are kind of in whatever order, honestly. I'll show you this copy first. This one's in really nice condition. Great storytelling on a scale of 1 to 10. This film gets 101 Good Morning America. Here's the ink label with a print date of March 21st, 1992. You can see it's in good condition. This, I believe, is version 2, which does not have previews. That's the major difference. It might be version 1. I can't remember if this is called version 2 or version 1. But basically, the big difference is no previews before the feature. I've also got another copy right here that is in similar casing. And it's got a print date from January 15th, 1992. And if I remember correctly, this one does have previews on it. Alright, next, we got this copy right here. This is kind of a beaten up one that I picked up because it does not have Mickey Mouse on the label. That is the difference. It also has a print date of February 29th, 1992. But it's basically the same as my copy with previews, just no Mickey Mouse on the label. The case is pretty beaten up. I could get one in nicer condition, but honestly, I don't care that much. It works. It's not completely destroyed or anything. And then here's my 4th copy, which I got back in 2020 when I went up to Lincoln City Hospice, I believe. Print date from March 19th, 1992. This has a vertical sticker label with the nice red on it against the white backdrop. I like it. It's a cool variation. I've owned this in the collection for years, and I got this all the way back in 2020. So, there's that. And then we have the 1999 Masterpiece edition of the film. This is the standard one you will find with the puppy on the back, Irresistible, Gene Siskel, and then the sticker here. But you've also got the cassette itself, the VHS, with a print date of January 24th, 1999. And, of course, got all these little ads in here. Now, I'm not going to show them today, but they are pretty cool. I like to keep them in there. If the tape doesn't come with it, it's not a big deal, but if it does, it's a nice little present. And then I have this copy. This one is interesting because this one has a dark sticker label with a print date of January 15th, 1999. And I should note that there are copies that do come with a white sticker label with black text, but I do not own that variation. I will have to look for it. But I don't look for VHS as much as I used to. To be fair, if a place has VHS, I will look at them if they're, Disney, but I don't usually go to thrift stores specifically for the VHS. Just kind of a nice bonus. I've done a video on why. Here's a nice little fun one. This is the 1996 Spanish VHS of 101 Dalmatians. And, yeah, I'll show you the tape itself. Print date from October 13th, 1999. 1998, my bad. And this is kind of a mix-up, because you've got the cover artwork of the Black Diamond Classics release. You've got the Masterpiece Collection spine there. And then this one, you have the 101 Dalmatians text in the style of the live action. I don't know why they did that. That's kind of confusing. I was confused by it. But it is a kind of cool mix-up of all these different releases. And of course, you've got a little Spanish pamphlet here. I've not watched a movie in Spanish. That might be a fun exercise, just see what it sounds like. Especially because I know the film pretty well. So, maybe I'll do that. That might be fun. Watch some of these Disney movies in a different language. Alright, so there's the VHS releases I own. The ones I want to get are the white sticker label with black text and the demo tape. Those would be great to find, but I'm not going after them too urgently. However, I do also have the Platinum Edition DVD for 101 Dalmatians, which is in great condition. One of the discs is in the car because I was watching a documentary that it contained, but still nonetheless, very nice. Got the spine and everything. And then this here, and it just disconnected on me. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. I assume it's partly old age. I've owned this since back in 2008. And there's a couple Disney titles, the Aristocats is one of them, where I'm having to replace them because they're just so old that they're all scratched and everything. Yeah, I don't know why the thing came off, but yeah, this one is in kind of bad condition. I've debated picking up a new copy, but the disc works, so I haven't yet. But maybe in the next year or so. We'll see how it keeps aging. But there's 101 Dalmatians. And then, of course, the direct-to-video sequel, 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. And I got this at the Goodwill in my hometown back in, I think, 2018. I also picked up Home on the Range with it, so I picked up a few titles that I didn't own. Ink label. Print dates from December 27th and 23rd of 2002. As far as I know, this has no bonus features. It's just the movie itself, with some trailers and everything usual. I like this movie. I really enjoyed rewatching it. I thought it was fun, thought it was creative. Not a landmark, but it's an interesting film. And then, of course, I have the foreign release. I'm not going to guess what language this is. Someone can comment it down below. But, yeah. Label right there. I'm trying to put up cards to where you can watch the previews, but if I can't get the cards to work, or either way, I will put up playlists because I have uploaded the previews for these. But then I also have this, the 2002 demo tape. This was a pretty cool find that I got, I believe, at the Salvation Army. And it says, you expect the demo tape with a print date of October 24th, 2002. Yeah, pretty nice to have. Little fun find. That's the most fun part of demo tapes. Like, you can order them and you know you're going to get what you want because you pick that title. But if you find it thrifting, it's a surprise because you weren't even looking for it. Or if you were, you didn't know if you'd find it. I do have one more demo tape in here, so that's a little bit of a teaser. But I also have the DVD release of 101 Dalmatians 2, which is in perfect condition. I really like this. I just got this in the mail from Amazon, or eBay. And it's got, like, nice indenting on the inside of the cardboard. Here's the DVD release. Yeah, 101 Dalmatians 2. I have seen a video recently on a collector basically saying that, like, you should unseal the titles you own. Like, they weren't saying you had to, but they were basically saying, if you have something sealed for, like, a year or so, that probably means you don't really care about it. I tend to disagree, because I have so many movies in my collection, but part of the reason I do keep them shrink-wrapped is because they're so nice, I don't want to damage them. But I definitely need to start opening up more of them. Because I do have at least 5 or 6 titles that I've never opened. And they're just in the shrink wrap for like 3 years. Next, we have 101 Dalmatians, the Glenn Close live-action movie. And I enjoyed this one. I think it's a fine film. Oh, what does it say on the back? 101 on a scale of 10. Glenn Close gets 101 zillion. Joel Siegel, Good Morning America. yeah, so Joel Siegel, really popular reviewer apparently. February 23rd, 1997. There is another variation of this tape as well that does not have previews on it. I don't own that one. My thoughts on the live-action film. I think it's great until about the climax. I think the climax gets too much of slapstick, and it just isn't as impactful. Emotionally it is, you know, you have all the dogs, you have the music and everything, but it's just not as satisfying. It's just kind of cheaper than the dogs having to go kind of secret and disguising themselves, and the cool car chase at the end. Yeah, not the best, but it's a pretty good live-action remake compared to past successes and failures, or rather, future, because this was the second live-action remake Disney did. And yeah, you can tell the clamshell's in pretty beat-up shape, but it's fine. Then I have the DVD release right here. I got this at the Goodwill in Reading, and I like it. Like I said, same movie, same bonus features. For some reason, they thought silver on a silver disc was a good idea. Got one of those little video ads. This is a really early DVD release. Like, there are later releases of this. The only bonus feature is really the theatrical trailer. And I might pick up a later one. I don't know if I see the need to, but I've looked at it. Alright. Then we got 102 Dalmatians. Oh, wait, that's the wrong copy. This one, right here. 102 Dalmatians from 2000 with Glenn Close. And I'll tell you my thoughts on it in a minute. Here's the tape with a print date of January 30th, 2001. I actually think this is a great, not a great film, but a really enjoyable movie. And I kind of found that on the internet. Like, there are people who hate this movie and think it's cheap and boring and childish. And there's people like me and a couple that I've watched, or people that I know, who really love this movie and its absurdity. I just think it's a really fun film, because, I mean, come on. It's a sequel to a live-action remake to a kid's movie about a villain that wants to make dogskin coats. I don't really expect something that groundbreaking, but I do enjoy this. However, I do have this copy right here. This is a Canadian copy that I picked up at the Goodwill in my hometown. And this one has an ink label on it, and a print date, or a cartridge number, of 562 out of 750. And yeah, like I said, it's a Canadian copy, so no print date, no FBI warning. But there's that. I also have this Hollywood video release. This was kind of a cool treasure to come across. You can see here, it's in terrible condition. But the big difference, the way you can tell it's a Hollywood video release, if there's no barcode. There were a couple Disney titles in the 2000s that got Hollywood video releases. They would come in these black clamshells, they'd have no barcode. Or they would come in slipcovers and they might have no barcode. But this is one of them. Tape itself, no print date that I can see. Film strip is actually in really nice condition for how old this tape is. This tape is from, or rather, for how used this tape is. This is a video rental copy, so I'm kind of surprised it's in good shape, but it looks to be at least. I do enjoy the film, like I said, and it's fun to have on VHS in that format. I also have the demo tape. And this was a really big surprise. I went to a thrift store in Marysville. I think it was like Kitty's Thrift Shop or something. I was just looking around and I found this, and I got it for a couple dollars. January 12th, 2001. Like I said, I like just finding demo tapes as I'm hunting. Might not even be hunting for a demo tape, but it's just fun to find them. And it's also nice to see the different artwork. Like, you can notice this one has more of a all-white background, while in the actual release they went with a white and black, which I think is really cool to go with the spots. But, yeah. And then on here, of course, you've got all these different things explaining, you know, what the big deal with the movie is, the release date of it, the pricing, you can pre-book it. You've got all this info on here. It's really cool. I do like it a lot. And then, of course, the DVD itself. And this is a bare-bones DVD release, but it's fine. You've actually got a couple bonus features, a deleted scene, some behind-the-scenes featurettes, an audio commentary with the director, Puppy Action Overload, Outtakes, Dalmatian 101, interactive featurettes, 5.1 digital surround sound. You've got quite a few things on here. And yeah, once again, I did kind of look at maybe getting, you know, an upgraded release of this, but I really don't need to. There's a lot on this. And of course, you have like the DVD features listed in there. But I really like these. I think it's a cool release. Just fun to have in the collection. And that's kind of what I want to do. Like, you might be wondering, why are you collecting Disney DVDs when you own these on tape? Because at some point, I'm not going to want to own them on tape. I mean, I'm already trying to donate and sell off a bunch of stuff. And so it's nice to have a lot of the Disney classics and films that I really like from Disney on, you know, a different format, on DVD. So, that's kind of why I do what I do with that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Prism. I will see you all in another video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.